Assalamualaikum and hi to Mr. Reza. My name is Adila Abdullah. So for my part, I will be explaining about the government plans and also the government programs towards the zero usage of plastics. So the first things that I will be talking about is the government's plans towards the zero single use of plastics. So as we all know that government has come out with the plans of Malaysia Plastic Sustainability Roadmap, which in this government has come out with the plans to make a zero single-use plastic to make sure the environments of Malaysia are in a good term. So how this roadmap will be implemented and when it has been implemented. So this roadmap, there is three phases that will be done, which in this it takes year by year to implement it. So government has implemented this and introduced this roadmap in 2018. Also, this roadmap are for the future, which government has put a year which it will continuously from 2018 until 2030. So as been mentioned, the roadmap will be done phase by phase until it gets into or until it gets or achieve the goals. What's the objective that government wants to? In this phase by phase, government slowly introduce what should the society do, such as we know that government has reduced the use of straw to the store, which they use a title by Save the Turtle. In other than that, besides of the roadmap, we know that there is a 3R, if you guys are aware with that, which these 3R are content with recycle, reuse and also reduce, which this is the first things that government has introduced to Malaysia, that in how they can manage or reduce the use of plastic. In terms of the 3R, it has been mentioned before, which other government agency which they promote 3R in order to create a sustainable society based on it. A society that pursues environmental protections as well as economic growth. So to know what is the 3R, so for the reduce is to reducing the number of waste by increasing the efficiency of resource use and extending the useful life of products. As for the reuse, it was a recyclable resource from used items again as products or parts after give a proper waste of treatment. And recyclable resources are an useful parts of components of waste used products. And for the recycle, it is by using the recyclable resource as a raw material to make a new product. This roadmap and also 3R are the government's plans in how they want to make sure that the usage of the plastics can be reduced or the number can be less. Move on to the government programs, which government has created programs in reducing the use of plastic, which government has introduced the programs of No Plastic Day, which Malaysia government launched Sayangi Malaysiaku, also Malaysia Bersih, which it has been introduced in 2018. So this program has been launched due to reduce single-use plastics from 50% by 2020. However, the target was not to achieve. It was to leading to a new target of zero single-use plastic by 2030 through the roadmap towards the zero single-use plastics from 2018 until 2030. So in these government programs, which is government has implemented the roadmap, government has done collaborations with the other agencies instead of itself, which is it needs to be implementations of the framework which government do it through the federal government, state government, manufacturer, supplier, business operators, and other NGOs, also general publics. So which all of these roles are important to make sure the goals of the roadmap will be achieved. So the last things that I will talk is government has come out with those programs to make sure that Malaysia will be a country that will be free from a plastic like other country. So for your guys' information, India has used this technique to reduce the use of plastics in their country. So to be conclude from the government programs, government has come out with 2 programs that has been researched, which saying Malaysiaku and Malaysia Bersih, and also roadmap which to help the zero single-use plastic. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera. I'm Muhammad Rizlan bin Muhammad Rizal. In this part, I will explain the reformation of the policy in the 3 years, which is 2020 until 2022. And also I will explain about policy issue or problem. Since 2020, there has been an increase in demand for plastic production, particularly for plastic package products such as PPE, medications, cleaning products, and groceries. The resulting increases in garbage disposal requirements overburden capacities in many countries, resulting in widespread waste mismanagement. Therefore, the Malaysia Plastic Sustainability Roadmap 2021 until 2030 was launched in 2021 by the Ministry of Environment and Water (KASA), and it governs plastic production, consumption, recycling, and waste management holistically. Moreover, the roadmap established 6 time-bound national goals, whereby a list of problematic and unneeded single-use will be developed to eliminate them by 2030 via design innovation and reuse models. Several initiatives were developed as a result of public consultations in order to meet the national targets. There is a need to improve collecting and sorting facilities at the downstream level. The roadmap outlines a strategy for increasing capacity and implementing innovative technologies for reprocessing to achieve higher recovery rates, as well as manufacturing recycled products to create a closed-loop supply chain. And then the last one is reformation of the policy is KASA establishing a governance structure as well as an implementation strategy and different EPR capacity building activities to improve industry preparation for the adoption of a voluntary EPR system beginning in 2023, followed by a nationwide obligated EPR system beginning in 2026. Moving on to the policy problem or policy issue, Malaysia faced the difficulty primarily due to limited waste infrastructure development and reliance sanitary landfills for solid waste disposal. Furthermore, Malaysia citizens' understanding of environmental protection and recycling rates remains low. As a result, Malaysia has yet to meet its goals of diverting 40% of garbage from landfills and raising cycling rates to 22%. The second problem is the COVID-19 pandemic produced a considerable amount of clinical and packaging trash, the majority of which was made of single-use heavy-duty plastic. Based on the COVID-19 in July 2020, Malaysia produced an estimated 35.41 tons of medical waste per day. The last one is the roadmap towards zero single-use plastic 2018 until 2030 is that it does not outline a unified approach to addressing single-use plastics, instead focusing on providing policy direction, to all stakeholders, including state government, in taking a unified and collective approach to the issue. That's from my part. I will pass to the next presenters.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Suhanda binti Ismail. So now I will talk about the policy objective and the policy change. Okay, so for the policy objective of achieving zero single-use plastic in Malaysia is driven by several key goals and consideration. So the policy objective of achieving zero single-use plastic in Malaysia is important because of the sustainable development. So there are several policy objectives of achieving zero single-use plastic. One of it is behavioral change and awareness. So the approach goals also include increasing the public awareness about the dangers of single-use plastic and influencing social change. The purpose is to create a social change towards more eco-friendly decision by developing reusable alternatives and encouraging people, organization and initiative for adopt sustainable. Okay, not only that, the other policy objective is also to the conservation of natural resources. So single-use plastic are normally produced using non-inexhaustible assets like petroleum derivatives. By disposing of this plastic, the strategy objective is to advance asset preservation and lessen dependence on the limited assets. Okay, other than that, waste reduction and also management. The agreement aims to address Malaysia's growing issue of plastic trash by eliminating single-use plastic. The objective is to minimize the quantity of plastic trash created and promote more sustainable waste management practices such as recycling and waste reduction initiative. Okay, so in general, it is critical to take note of that particular strategy measures and producers might fluctuate relying upon the unique station and also needs of the public authority. A comprehensive strategy that incorporates legislations, regulation, public-private partnership, education, and stakeholder engagement is necessary to achieve the goal of eliminating all single-use plastics. Okay, so move on to the policy change. So Malaysia, in the same way as other different nations also, it is confronting a critical ecological test because of the over-the-top use and ill-advised removal of single-use plastic. This plastic harms our ecosystem by contributing to pollution, putting wildlife in danger, and putting human health at risk. Because of this major problem, the Malaysian government has chosen to carry out a strategy change pointed toward taking out the single-use plastic from the country. Okay, so there's some policy change of zero single-use plastic, which is first extended procedure responsibility, which is EPR. Okay, so the EPR will be adopted, which will hold producer and importers liable for their goods whole lifespan, including plastic waste management. This will encourage businesses to use more environmentally friendly packaging materials and to invest in recycling infrastructure. Next point is public awareness and education. So in order to inform people about the benefits of using sustainable alternative and the negative effects that single-use plastic have on the environment, a significant public awareness campaign will be launched. This campaign will make use of a variety of channels, including community outreach programs, and schools, and also media. Okay, other than that, collaboration with the industry and stakeholder. So the government will work with industry leaders, NGOs, and other stakeholders to develop and execute solution for decreasing the single-use plastic. This partnership will stimulate innovation, research, and also the exchange of best practices in order to attain the intended policy objective.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Asmila Shafika. So as my part, I will be explaining about policy challenge and the resolution by the government. Plastic pollution is an unavoidable global issue. This is because plastic is widely used in various daily activity around the world. Due to its widespread use, plastic has become a major contributor to the pollution in the ocean. Global statistics found that 5 trillion plastic bags are used every year and 13 million tons of them are thrown into the sea. Meanwhile, it is estimated that 1 million plastic bottles are poured every minute, and it can kill marine life. In Malaysia itself, it is estimated that an average of 9 billion plastic are used by Malaysians every year, and most of them also end up in the ocean. There are several policy challenges. Firstly is lack of awareness. Citizens are now more concerned about their career, busy with their daily life affairs that cause them to ignore other things such as plastic pollution. Activities such as awareness campaign and National Day celebration are no longer welcome. No feeling love for the country, and today's society, especially the youth, is not instilled with the value of love for the country and the spirit of patriotism in Malaysia. In addition, weak law enforcement is also one of the policy challenges to the pollution that is becoming more and more common today. The role of the authority is seen as less and less inconsistent. Monitoring causes many irresponsible individuals to make trouble and ignore the rule of law. Furthermore, low recycle rate. The recycle industry in Malaysia focuses on material that can be easily collected and has high value. Due to this factor, only waste material like transparent PET bottles are being recycled in mass volume. Other waste materials such as food packaging, polystyrene, product, and straw that not have recycle value are almost never recycled due to lack of technology or business viability. Besides that, the local recyclers are challenged to ensure that sustainability and quality of raw material. In this context, the cooperation of all parties is necessary in organizing proactive effort towards reducing the use of plastic in daily life and the burden of plastic on the ecosystem and the environment. So the resolution that government can take to overcome this issue is to use paper bag or cloth bag when shopping at supermarket or grocery store. In addition, Malaysia can also use the 3R concept, which is reuse, reduce, recycle, which has been introduced in Malaysia for a long time but is still not well received by the people. Next, good plastic waste management also needs to be done more comprehensive, covering every level of industry, whether small, medium, or large industry. In addition, research activity on plastic pollution needs to be mobilized more actively to identify more effective effort in reducing the use of plastic and explore more environmental friendly alternatives to replace plastic so that the pollution burden on the environment can be reduced to the medium level. Moreover, the media plays an important role in disseminating information and instilling environmental awareness among netizens. In relation to that, the role of the needs of media to be intensified in efforts to increase netizen awareness. Through this awareness, the netizens are able to change their attitude and choose reusable food packaging. With this attitude change, the netizen will more easily accept advertising message related to the activity and program that will ultimately influence the netizen behavior in reducing the use of single-use of